on his breath, stars in his eyes. He runs again beneath the new sky.
Hiya, YouTube! It's me, JC number 1234556, and here I am with a brand new video about Ash's Pokemon team. And today we'll be talking about the Pokemon he traveled with in the Kanto. Well, at least it should. Yes. And right now, I want to talk about is all of Ash's Pokemon. And right now, it's going to be a lot different. And a little more, less, you'll get the point. Right now, I want to tell you about Ash's Pokemon. And I want to explain, what is he going to do on his journey. And what he should have started. From the first animation to Generation 8. Alright, but right now I want to talk about the Pokemon that Ash had started his journey and what he should have done with. So let's get started on the team that he had, shall we? Alright, back in episode 1 of the first generation of Pokemon, Ash's first Pokemon is a Pikachu, and because he had overslept. And because of that, since he had broken his alarm clock, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander are already picked off. And since now Ash had to begin a journey without them, he started with Pikachu instead. But in Pokemon Journeys of Episode 1, Professor O caught a Pikachu. Ash's Pikachu, which is the same one, was a little Pichu. And he was raised by Kangaskhan. And so, on that thought, maybe that Pikachu should stay being a Pichu before evolving from it. So that way, Ash's first Pokemon should be a Pichu. Which is why I kept it that way for the next generation of Pokemon. And yes, I did. It added Pichu to be his first Pokemon. And maybe then, Pichu will be the first Johto Pokemon from another game. Not just along with Ho-Oh, Togepi, Snubbull, and Meryl. But the very first Pokemon that Ash ever begins with. Of course, maybe a Pichu should be Ash's first Pokemon in the first place. Also, moving on to Butterfree. Yes, the little butterfly that Ash's very first bug-type Pokemon that he ever caught. Oh yeah, bring back great and wonderful memories. Wish he could catch it, too. In the meantime, I kind of wish Ash had that Pokemon before. Then maybe if he had kept Butterfree on the rest of his other journeys, he would have been able to Dynamax into Dynamax EMAX Butterfree. And that would be a great Pokemon for his team. Although it does seem to be a little bit tough. Same goes for Pidgeotto. Since it's the first flying type and also evolved Pokemon that he had caught, maybe perhaps as Ash's Pidgeot will finally Mega Evolve since now he decided to rejoin his team. Of course, I hope how much Pidgeot will have grown during on his brand new journey, and who knows when. Of course. Maybe somewhere in the new Pokemon movie after the presentation next month. We will find out. Don't know and don't exactly care though. We'll just gonna have to see for ourselves. Onward to the next Pokemon, and that would be Bulbasaur. You see, Bulbasaur is one of the first starter Pokemon that Ash ever caught. Well, gotten actually. And maybe perhaps Ash should have evolved it all the way to a Venusaur. You know, and in some other video, Bulbasaur doesn't seem to be ready to evolve into an Ivysaur because it seems that it doesn't want to, and only it can decide when it's ready to evolve. I don't really know much for that part, but I do know that I kind of wish that he can evolve. You know, with a Venusaur like that, he would be able to have a fully evolved starter. You know, a great move like Solar Beam and Razor Leaf, Power Whip. Well, no, I think a Venusaur might fit him perfectly. A fully evolved one, that is. Yeah. And same goes for Charizard. You know, seemed to be a great Pokemon, even though he acted a bit stubborn back in the Indigo League. But if Ash could have taken it with him to the Kalos region, he would have made it even more stronger as Mega Charizard Y or Mega Charizard X. Well, whichever one prefer, I hope Ash will give Charizard a Mega Evolution by being ready for it. And hopefully he'll be set for the next generation. Who knows? And same goes for Squirtle. I know Squirtle is part of the Squirtle Squad and a great squad, but maybe it should be better off evolved into a Blastoise. After evolving from Wartortle, it might learn lots of great new and powerful moves. And its Hydro Pump will be 10 times stronger. Well, yeah, I kind of like Blastoise, and seems to be a great Pokemon, and a better one for sure, but if they want to keep Squirtle that way in the anime, then that's fine. But as Blastoise, well, Karaoke may have one, but for me, I think a Blastoise will be a perfect fitting for Ash Ketchum. Okay, now for Kingler. No, it seems to be okay, yeah. Kingler seems to be a great Pokemon, great pitching skills, and great fighting type skills. Yeah, and I really like the design, how they worked with it, and also how well it helped them win the Indigo Gato, since it was a little crabby in the first round. Maybe Ash should hang on to that. I hope I get even stronger with it in the future generations. Oh yeah. And as for Eradicate, well, I know about Eradicate since it's the first Pokemon that Ash ever started training with. But maybe he should have kept it. You know, it's the first normal type Pokemon Ash ever gotten. And perhaps with a great, Super Fang skills and Fang type personality like that, maybe it could be a fitting for Ash Ketchum. I know it's not really much to see, but I think Ash should have this Pokemon. But if they're not going to let him have that on his team, then I guess I'll just leave them out of it. Oh well. But there's always next time, for sure. Never know when. Now moving on to the next Pokemon. And that would be Gengar. You know, in Pokemon Journeys, Gengar is one of Ash's first Ghost-type Pokemon. And a Ghost and Poison type, perhaps this Gengar could have been good and a bigger help for him in the Gato, including his gym battle against a Psychic type. But since his first caught Pokemon was a Haunter, I guess it's kind of a fitting. So I think Gengar should be a good fitting to his team. And if he caught Gengar much earlier instead of in that laboratory, perhaps he could be able to win the Sidekick badge real easy. Oh, yes. And maybe then hopefully he might be able to Mega Evolve Gengar and not just Dynamax it. Who knows? We'll find out in further time. And I'm guessing it might be soon. Now, moving on to the next one, and that would be Primate. Yes, and it seemed to be a great fighting type Pokemon. You know, at first it really is a tough one and a stubborn one, and not really much of a close relationship to Ketchum Boy himself. But if he just used it against a grass type gym leader, he would have won a gym badge. But just to be honest with you, I think Ash should have this Pokemon back, even though he had left it with the training German guy. I kind of forgot his name. But if he gets Primate back, he might evolve into an Annihilate. Yes, and a Pokemon like, with a Ghost and Fire type Pokemon like that, yeah, he might win the Paldea region. But I guess we can hold on to that one just to be sure. Till then, let's just go to the next Pokemon. And that will be a field of Tauros. Oh wait, no, before that. Rapidash! I mean, Muck. Sorry, kinda got a little mixed up there. Yes, Muck seems to be a great Pokemon, and at first as a wild Pokemon, he's very territorial and threat-fulling, but ever since Ash caught it and sent it to Professor Oak, he had got a big change of heart, and let's just say, his heart is now bigger than his brain. And now for Rapidash. You see, I kind of like horses, actually. So Rapidash should be one of Ash's new Pokemon, although at least I didn't forget her name. It did belong to Laura Laramie, but maybe Rapidash should have made a close bonding with Ash. And maybe then he would have decided to go with him on a journey. And also it could have helped them win the gym badge, and that toxic gym badge from that gym leader. And I'm thinking that Rapidash should be one of Ash's new Pokemon. And for the Tauros, yeah, I was gonna get to that part, but I'm thinking that one of the Tauros should be their leader. But if Ash gonna make a good close relationship to all of them, then I'm guessing it's kind of fine, and they're that way if they like to run in charge. And as for Dragonite, you know, maybe perhaps a Dragonite should be for Ash Ketchum. I mean, Dragonite should have been caught by Ash in the first generation. It would have become his first pseudo-legendary. And of course, if he has a Dragonite like that, Ash would have Mega Evolved into the 9th generation, even after ZA came out. Of course, I think a Mega Dragonite would fit him perfectly if he ever caught it way back from the Safari Zone. I bet that one doesn't exist in the Kanto region now. But anyway, I hope to see this Pokemon in the Kanto region. Well, I hope to see that Mega Dragonite will be on Ash's side, much as it was on Irritance's side. But who knows? I'm guessing that this Pokemon makes a good partner for Ash Ketchum, and I'm thinking he should have got this through the Indigo League and would have won. Until then, I'm guessing that this Pokemon would have made a good partnership. Okay, now there's 3 more to go. And there is Mr. Mime! Mime. Oh yeah, Mr. Mime is kind of Pokemon that owned by his mother, but he used it in the Johto region, and he did use it in the battle tournament against Hariyama. So maybe perhaps that he could have used this one to, maybe he could have caught this one and keep it for himself, or leave it with his mom, or whatever the reason. I hope that Mr. Mime may be even stronger. Well, better maiden than a partner. What? I guess he'll be alright. I don't have much to say about it, but I do have much to say about Lapras. No, even if it's young, and it did travel with Ash through the Orange Islands, but even though they met up again back in Pokemon Journeys, perhaps one day when Lapras is big and older, you might decide to travel with Ash again. No, I'm thinking that maybe when it's going with Ash on the journey, he might be able to give Lapras the evolution to Dynamax. Yes, and it'll be a perfectly good aspiration. No, that will a G-Max Lapras. That is way good. Same goes for G-Max Snorlax. You know, he should have took this Pokemon with him to the Galar region. Then maybe he would have got himself a G-Max Snorlax. Too bad he didn't make it to the Ancient Island of Isles back then. Oh, I guess it depends on time. I think a G-Max Snorlax would be a perfect fitting. Well, I guess that's all I could say much about it. And also, to say this is a team of Pokemon that I wish for Ash to have. Ta-da! Oh, yes. That's a very good team of Pokemon there. And I hope to see this in the future. Of how much they all grown. Too bad for Raticate and Rapidash who didn't make it. Oh well, we live and learn. But that's my opinion. So then, I guess that's all that's done. Well, and also to let you know, in 3 days after, it's my birthday! And also to say that it's the day to celebrate! I know none of you won't know much about it, but at least leave a comment below and wish me a very happy birthday, okay? It's been enough a few people don't know me much back in DeviantArt, but I'm sure you people know me here in YouTube. Although I'm going to have my fingers crossed on this. Till then, I'll see you guys in the flip side, and I hope to see you again. Till then, folks, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, and wait till next month till I talk about the Johto region. Till then, enjoy my next week Pokemon A and B video, and also enjoy the first ever episode of Pokemon Teal Mask, the series. Till then, see you again soon, and I'll let you know when they're all ready. See ya! JC number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Out of here.